It's about that time for the tournament to start. This will be one of my last MK11 tournaments, unfortunately, seeing as how they're ending support for the game. So I'll be figuring out a new main fighting game to play shortly. But for now, we're still rocking with the Mortal Kombat. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Oh, there's my first qualifier. My battery. What's up, Mike Rodriguez? I'm doing okay. How you feeling? About to get into my first tournament match. What's up, Donald? Sorry about the audio. What's up, Jenna? How you feeling tonight? You doing okay? Why would you hide your character after I've already picked mine?
Liu Kang. Liu Kang.
I got him shook already. About to make this man pick the wrong character playing games like this.
Liu Kang. Special Forces Desert Command.
Yeah, thanks, King Josiah. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this game for sure.
Round 1. Fight!
Nope. Nope. Trolled this man.
Round 2. Fight!
Nope. Knew he was gonna do that. I feel that, Jenna. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, actually.
Finish him.
Bonk.
Jax wins.
Sorry if my screen cut out. I'm installing Overwatch on my PC. Yeah, I figured he'd pick a new fighter after that. That's funny.
Johnny Cage.
Why would you pick Johnny Cage, bro? Does he think he was gonna get me with the parry? Like, I don't get it. Time is it 5 after 10?
Wuxi Dragon Growl.
Thank you for the like, Joe Trujillo. I look different. It's because of the hat. What's up, Aerial Ghost, by the way? Good to see you. Glad you came through. Hope it's not too late or too early where you are.
Round 1. Fight.
I definitely down one. I appreciate you, Aerial Ghost.
Round 2. Fight.
Shut up and come.
Finish him.
I meant to brutal him, but we'll play him off. Yeah, this is a tournament match. This is my first tournament match, actually.
Friendship. Jax wins.
So that was the first tournament match. Yeah, I do like the friendship. I do. I can't deny it. Alright. So let's check out what news we got. If I look different, it's because I shaved my face and I'm also wearing a hat with some news. What else? What happened over the weekend? I wasn't even looking at the news. Jacques Reed, thank you for the like. Let's see what's up. Let's hit up Google for some news. I hit up Jacobin as well, just because I've been kind of fucking with Jacobin lately. Ooh, this condo collapse has been really in the news cycle, hasn't it? I'm not saying I don't care. I'm just saying it's been at the top of the headlines for the past like 5 days, and it seems like there might be more pressing issues that we could report on. Kick his ass. Thank you, Aerial Ghost. 88 shootings in Chicago. That's crazy. So, I should, this is important to me, so I'll check this out. Hang on. Because it's a video too, so I can just watch it. Now, unless you are stupid, you should probably listen to, yeah, 88 shootings, Aerial Ghost. It's no problem, Jenna. It's cool. I'm just glad you're here and hanging out, and that you're okay. So let's check this out.
Anthony Fauci on Sunday said that more than 99% of the people who died from COVID-19 in June were not vaccinated, calling the loss of life, quote, avoidable and preventable. Fauci told NBC's Meet the Press host Chuck Todd, quote, if you look at the number of deaths, about 92.2% of them are unvaccinated. About 0.8% are vaccinated. No vaccine is perfect, but when you talk about the avoidability of hospitalization and death, Chuck, it's really sad and tragic that most all of these are avoidable.
That's why I look, because like...
Earlier this week...
Nah, shut up. I don't care about what either you have to say. Maybe you on the left, but you on the right are... I don't find you very informative, I'll say. So I don't get why people don't look when they get like, I mean, I guess if you're going to pass out, it makes sense. But like, I would rather look and be freaked out about it than not look and flinch and have some wily shit like them move or something while it's in me. I feel like that's crazy. Ariel Ghost. But yeah. So Anthony Fauci on Sunday said more than 99% of the people who died from COVID-19 in June were not vaccinated, calling the loss of life avoidable and preventable. So if you haven't been vaccinated yet, you should probably do that if you're able to. If you look at the number of deaths, about 99.2% of them are unvaccinated. About 0.8% are vaccinated. No vaccine is perfect, but when you talk about the avoidability of hospitalization and death, Chuck, it's really sad and tragic that most of all of these are avoidable and preventable, Fauci told Chuck Todd on NBC's Meet the Press. And I think also the numbers on as far as like Delta variant goes is like something like 80% of new infections now are Delta variant. So definitely get vaccinated if you are not already, because you will help your neighbors and friends and loved ones not get clapped by crazy variants of a disease that should be gone already realistically, but America doesn't know how to act, and a bunch of other dumb countries just follow our lead for whatever reason. Let's see, what else is there? This looks interesting. I'll check this out just because it seems relevant. Donald Trump just accidentally told the truth about his disinformation strategy. Let's watch this really quick, because it seems funny. Anything Trump says is funny. So normally I don't have the energy for it, but...
Former President Donald Trump holding his second enormous rally in a week. This one here in Sarasota, Florida. Donald Trump taking the opportunity to rail against the investigation in New York that led to the indictment of the Trump Organization. The former president saying he's being pursued over politics.
This is the kind of persecution that they're doing as an example in New York, and they're doing it all over, that you would see in a third world nation. This isn't for us. It's reminiscent of a communist dictatorship targeting your political opponents for, really, it is, think of it, prosecution. They prosecute people, good people, fabulous people, people that love our country, honest people.
Earlier in the day, Trump World also announced that next week the former president will be delivering remarks.
No, Trump's not kicked from the U.S.
And the First Amendment. One more indication that Donald Trump does not plan to shirk into the shadows while the Trump Organization faces legal jeopardy in New York. Joe John, CNN, Sarasota, Florida.
That's wild. So, I mean, we know this. That's why it's not really a surprise, but yeah, the move
Former President Trump at a rally.
Stop it. The move, I don't care. The move for right-wingers and Republicans is to just make stuff up. That's just kind of how it is. So, this next piece seems relevant to me, at least, because I know someone who works at Trader Joe's. But, you're still pissed about Israel and Palestine? Good. I feel like most people should be pissed about Israel and Palestine, but actually I'll get into that after this. What time is it? Quarter after? Yeah, I got plenty of time. Let me queue up something. I'll do it after I read this. So, Trader Joe's is once again accused of violating workers' rights. When workers at Trader Joe's flagship location collectively organized to challenge their pandemic-era treatment by the company, management responded by interrogating them. We spoke to a worker who filed a complaint with the NLRB over the crackdown. Alex Pham works at the flagship Trader Joe's location in Pasadena, California. Okay, so this is on the West Coast. It's a store where new policies and technologies are rolled out. Oh, wow. So it's the flagship store. Well, I mean, they've said that, but it's also near corporate headquarters in Monrovia, making it the local grocery store for many of corporate employees. Oh, wow. Okay. So having family members that work in the like big box chain store or have worked in these in the past, I understand what this is. Basically, it's kind of gross. To put it succinctly, like, obviously, if you understand capitalism, you know that your boss wants you to put in the most effort so he can pay you the least, while you want to put in the least amount of effort and get paid the most. So what that involves is also you kind of having your entire life enveloped by your place of work, which is really weird and really gross, but a lot of people have no problem getting sucked into that kind of shit. And of course, your employer loves that. But when in this type of career, you end up just because everybody has to go to the grocery store, everybody has to go to the pharmacy, so on and so forth, right? This becomes like your hub and the place that you like cannot escape from, because you always want to get your employee discount, number one, but also you want to kind of do your part to increase your stock profit and or at least the stock value of your business and whatever. But it's literally just you giving your employer back the money that they just gave you, which is really weird, but people do this. But if you think such heightened visibility means the location runs smoothly, you'd be wrong. During the pandemic, management mistreatment provoked workers into attempts at collective action. In response to the company's annual survey of employees, some workers at the store coordinated responses hoping to multiply their power and effectively convey the extent of the problems. In response, Trader Joe's management violated their rights. After days of questioning by management, Pham filed charges against Trader Joe's with the National Labor Relations Board. That was on May 10th. Within a month, Trader Joe's had signed a settlement and posted a notice in the flagship store that it would not violate workers' rights. Jacobin's Alex N. Press spoke to Pham about working at the grocery store during the pandemic, being interrogated by Trader Joe's management, and what's needed to force changes at the company. What's up, Algal? Yeah, this is about Trader Joe's violating workers' rights. I guess to put it succinctly, from what I've already read, during the pandemic, things were a little bit shady, so the employees tried to collectivize, do some collective bargaining, I guess you could say. And the management responded by interrogating all the employees. So Target instead worked there. Target has its own problems too. Like, honestly, the entire system kind of sucks. There's really no super awesome place for you to work when it comes to retail work. Retail in and of itself is kind of trash. Just as an example, in America, you're not allowed to sit down while you're on the clock. Yeah, it's not always feasible to change jobs, that's true, but even if we're being super optimistic and we're saying that we live in an environment where you can just decide to work at another place and have all of your same, because that's the other thing that's tied up in it, right, is your benefits, is that you might have to pay more for health insurance and that kind of thing depending on which job you go to. But if we're assuming all things are equal and the ability is there for you to just switch jobs, even if you do that, like you like I said, you're not allowed to sit down at retail. You're just straight up not allowed. You'll get written up. You might even get fired behind it. If you are like, I have no idea why this is in America, but like, it's just like an unwritten just like law of society that when you enter a store, you're expected to be waited on hand and foot. And that includes when you walk in or when you're walking around the store. No one is sitting down. Literally everyone is busy doing something or ready to serve you. You know what I mean? It's the most bizarre shit ever. The way that and it's part of the reason why people are quitting all these goofy ass jobs is because the way that those jobs are framed, and it's mostly the youth that are leading the charge in this, but like the idea that you have to dedicate this entire portion of your life beyond just having to stand in there for however many hours, however many days a week that you have to work there, but like you got to be a fucking like corporate android, like not a human being with your own issues and your own stuff outside of that work that you have going on. Like you literally just like, it doesn't matter if your fucking grandmother just died 5 minutes before you clocked in. You got to smile. You got to be standing up, not sitting down ever at any point. You got to be following people around, trying to upsell them on shit. It's America's retail environment and just work environment for the service industry and like retail industry and stuff like that is gross. I want to find some news about it because I got 10 minutes till my next tournament match. So here we go. Hang on. There's two. I'll read both of these. Let me just see if there's anything super juicy in this Trader Joe's thing super quick that I can show you guys since it's on the background right now and you guys have been sitting here listening to me talk about like working retail and stuff. Oh man, this looks bad. What was working at Trader Joe's like during the pandemic? People became increasingly unhappy as the pandemic went on. Crew members, which is what Trader Joe's calls workers, have found management dismissive of their concerns and more interested in keeping the operation going. It differs from store to store and even hour by hour, in part because the company culture is to give stores some autonomy. So, yeah, like that's pretty much the entire overarching theme for COVID in America, right? Is that all of these places, their management is always more concerned with keeping the operation going than they are with the safety of their employees or workers. Thank you for the like, Craig. Yeah, Ariel Ghost, you don't have to worry about this kind of stuff right now, and you might not have to worry about a whole lot of it in the country that you're in, but like shit's kind of messed up, bro. Kind of a little bit, to the point where the closer you get to adulthood, the more and more concerned you will and probably should be about this kind of stuff. So the thing that's been kind of demonstrated time and time again throughout history, but more so in the last year, because of the fact that for some people, if you go outside, if you go around other people, it's like a death sentence more so than usual. It was demonstrated that this machine of capitalism does not care about any of the people that get fed through it in order to make the people who benefit from it more and more rich, right? Just like this thing with like Trader Joe's, they're talking about how their management was more concerned in keeping the operation going, dismissing the concerns of the workers that were actually the ones keeping the operation going. It was like that everywhere, pretty much. It was like that at the job that I quit. I was working in hospitality. I was working at a hotel in Baltimore City, and I felt like our concerns were kind of dismissed as workers, and I don't even mean just so. It's also, when I say management here, I also definitely mean like upper management, like people who don't even really set foot under the roof in most cases. So, because if you have to work in there, you're probably not going to want to go along with whatever orders are being fed to you from the top, especially under normal circumstances, right? It's always irritating as hell when you know how to run your business, but you have people above you who want to see their stonks go up. They're telling you what to do, and because they read something in Forbes magazine or something stupid like that, right? But now you have those same people telling you that everything that you're seeing from Fauci and the CDC and all this stuff about how deadly it is doesn't matter. Go in there and make us more money, right? That's how this has worked this entire time. Oh yeah, people are disposable because of capitalism. People are commodities under capitalism. If work itself is a commodity, then you've commodified human beings. I mean, that's why we still have slavery in America, is because what's better than cheap labor? Free labor. And how do you get free labor? Well, you have to assign a class of people in your society that are the ones that get shuffled into that category of people who deserve to be in that position, right? Where they're just being snatched up and forced to do free/cheap labor. But I got two things on Israel really quick in the last 5 minutes before my next tournament match. Israeli army fatally shoots Palestinian man in occupied West Bank. Israel's army has fatally shot a Palestinian man in the occupied West Bank, the Palestinian Health Agency said, as local media reported Israeli soldiers and settlers had opened fire in a village south of the city of Nablus. Palestinian news agency WAFA said a Palestinian man was shot in the chest while standing on the roof of his home in Kusra, a village encircled by illegal Jewish settlements and settlement outposts. 2 other Palestinians were also shot and injured while fending off an attack by Israeli settlers on the village, the news agency reported. Yikes, dude. Palestine's Ministry of Health identified the slain man as Mohammed Farid Hassan, 20. An Israeli military spokesperson said soldiers have been trying to disperse confrontations between Israeli settlers and Palestinians, because of course they would say that. But yeah, this was probably part of a raid. And Israel arrests Palestinian rights lawyer after an anti-Abbas protest. A Palestinian human rights lawyer has been arrested by Israeli forces after taking part in a protest in the occupied West Bank against Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, his rights group said. The Independent Commission for Human Rights said in a statement that Farid al-Atrash was arrested early on Sunday at an Israeli checkpoint east of Jerusalem while returning from a protest against the Palestinian Authority in Ramallah, where the PA is based. It said al-Atrash was transferred to Israel's Hadassah Hospital and called for his immediate release from Israeli police custody. Sorry, that truncation threw me off. According to the commission, al-Atrash was on his way to Bethlehem from Ramallah when the arrest took place. Issa Amro, a prominent Palestinian activist and friend of al-Atrash, said he was released from hospital hours later and was still being questioned by Israeli authorities. It is unclear why he was admitted to the hospital. Neither the Israeli military nor the police made immediate comments, because of course they wouldn't. Yeah, America supports Israel. It's really fucked up. Yeah, so slavery, I don't know what you've heard about slavery in America, but it also didn't end, bro. It's the worst kept secret in the entire world. There's a lot of really bad propaganda about how we abolished slavery and got rid of slavery, all that stuff. The amendment to our Constitution that directly deals with slavery doesn't even have the word abolish in it. What it refers to actually is that you can no longer have private institution of slavery, or for private entities to gain from. So like me as a private person, I mean, I'm black, so I can't, it wouldn't really be like that for me anyway. But any person cannot just buy another human being to work on their farm or whatever, stuff like that. What it actually ended up changing is that in order for you to do that, you have to be part of, like, slavery can only be used as punishment for a crime. And then it makes sense to you when you start to look more into the history of slavery in America, and as an abolitionist, that a lot of the federal penitentiaries in America were built the same year that Juneteenth happened in 1865. From 1865 to 1877 was when a lot of these prisons are built. So it literally just changed slavery. It didn't get rid of it. It changed it so that in order for a person to make money off of like slavery, it has to be part of the judicial system. So I'm not sure what the history on private prisons is. I don't think private prisons were a system at the period of time that I'm talking about, but essentially they socialized slavery. If prisons were exclusively a thing that's done by the federal state, by the overarching state, like the federal part of the state, then they were the ones that ran and owned all of the prisons, and you could only put people in slavery by sending them to those prisons. So all the money that gets made through slavery went directly to the state and not to private entities, until of course you had private prisons, and at which point you had to have a certain amount of capital up front already, so that your average person wasn't doing that. But if you own a prison, you can have slaves. But apparently, I think that was one of the first things that got ended in the Biden and Kamala Harris administration, was the ending of private prisons. Now, cash bail is still a thing, which is equally as fucked up and exploitative when it comes to people in jail and people in prison who are having their rights denied to them, because you essentially have to pay your way out of it. And if you don't have the money to pay, then you're kind of shit out of luck. And it also creates an unequal system where people who have money don't get the same punishment for the same crimes, which is that also happens way before you even get to the point of arrest. But that's my second tournament match. Just let me first make sure my controller is charging before I get into it. I think it's charging. Okay. Why is Joe Biden not helping us? So the United States government is not there to help people. It's there to secure global hegemony. So, like, the most important things to America, the country, like, as nebulous a concept as that is, if you're talking about America, the country as a whole, the most important things to America are to reinforce hegemony, both domestically and abroad. So when you're talking about domestic, you have to make sure that there is a lower class people that always get sent to jail, that always get put into slavery, that always contribute to the prison industrial complex, as well as the military industrial complex, because you gotta keep people poor so that they want to go and join the military and stuff like that to get benefits and so on and so forth, which leads into reinforcement of global hegemony, to where you need a strong military with all the craziest weapons and war fighters, so that you can make all the other countries know, hey, we are the boss of this shit and what we say goes. That's what is most important to America at any level. So that, and all for the same reasons, to secure cheap and easy resources, and ensure that we get all that first, and that everyone else just gets the scraps or whatever we don't feel like using, or whatever we don't want, or whatever. Yeah, prisoners get used as firefighters. DC Metal Chris, that's absolutely correct. I play as Jax. I main Jax.
How are those arms working out?
Still getting the hang of them.
Then mine will be a flawless victory.
Round 1, fight!
I saw Kung Lao and got worried, but now I'm not so worried.
Round 2, fight! Finish him! Brutality.
The controls, and this is the easiest MK, in my opinion, to get into. It's the most beginner friendly in Mortal Kombat. That's probably why I'm so decent at it. What up, Chef Clicks Quick? Thank you.
Round 1, fight!
Nope. Fire ribs off Bucks. Jump. Almost perfected him. Bonk. I destroyed him, yeah.
Round 2. Fight! Brutality.
Yikes.
Damn, that's gotta sting.
Jax.
So that was my second tournament match.
Flawless victory.
I guess it's gonna be like that. Damn, let him breathe. I can't. I gotta be vicious. It's tournament time. Tournament time. Oh man. Let me see what else happened in the news I can talk to you guys about. Oh yeah. So thank you, Ariel Ghost. I'm gonna check this piece of news out because I guess it's pretty important for me to check out. And I got, you know, I'll go back to practice because I know some of you are here. You want to just watch me play Mortal Kombat, and that's cool. That's totally cool. I'll get more to Mortal Kombat, but I got to do this news stuff too, just because I want to, and also because people want to see that too. So just stick around. You might learn something. We can have some funny discussion together, but I'm definitely at the very least going to be 100% playing Mortal Kombat again at 11 p.m. because that's going to be my next tournament match, my third match. So if the news stuff bores you, come back then. But if not, just hang out. You might learn something. You might enjoy what I have to say. So Donald Rumsfeld got turned into a pack, smoking on that good Donald Rumsfeld pack. Donald Rumsfeld was a bloodthirsty warrior for the free market. This is accurate. This is facts. Rachel Nichols at ESPN recording about Maria Taylor. I'll check that out next. Let me look that up really quick. My keyboard's far away from me. Sorry. Ooh, this is all over. All I did was Google Rachel Nichols, and this shit's all over Google. So that looks juicy. I'll do New York Times. Come on, bro. Okay. All right. Then let's talk about Donald Rumsfeld, because Donald Rumsfeld fucking sucked. I didn't watch the beef set on Slayer stream. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about that tomorrow, or we could talk about it after I end my stream, because I'm trying to peep that. It sounds interesting. But for those of you who don't know who Donald Rumsfeld was, he was a part of Bush Jr.'s cabinet between the years of 2000 and 2008. 2008 was when Obama won his election against the man who got his arms fucked up by some Vietnamese farmers. So Donald Rumsfeld fucking sucked. Donald Rumsfeld had his hand in getting us into the quagmire known as the war in Iraq. He profited immensely from the war in Iraq. But let's see what this author has to say about him. The American warfare state's upper reaches, and that's another part. Like I was saying earlier, we have an entire section of our government dedicated to warfare because we have to ensure hegemony both abroad and domestically. But the upper reaches are filled with bloodthirsty megalomaniacs, which makes sense because these are people who make money off of other people dying every day. But few people have been as deranged as Donald Rumsfeld, whose appetite for imperial violence combined with free market zealotry produced one of the most spectacular failures in all of U.S. military history. No other figure in my lifetime has embodied the vain, cruel, and ultimately self-defeating hubris of American militarism more powerfully than Donald Rumsfeld. This is not only because he was a monster who steered the country into two unconscionable wars based largely on his romantic disdain for reason, his unwillingness to acknowledge any reality beyond that created by his own actions. That he was this kind of monster is true, of course, but it hardly made him unique in the U.S. foreign policy establishment, of which Rumsfeld was a leading light for almost 5 decades. Rumsfeld embodied the peculiar pathology of modern American militarism better than anyone because, in important respects, the all-volunteer force was a twisted object of his own invention. He wasn't alone in devising it, of course, but the all-volunteer force came into being under Rumsfeld's direction, and 30 years later in Iraq reached its arguable apex on his watch, too. The contradictions contained in the modern armed forces were also contained in the man who, from 1975 to 1977, and again from 2001 to 2006, directed it as Secretary of Defense. It is no coincidence that the epical failure of the United States military in the 21st century was also the personal failure that will forever define Rumsfeld himself. The small man and the mighty army were each done in by the same insurmountable tensions and each impaled on the same sword. It may feel strange to recall it now, but at the start of his political career, Donald Rumsfeld was, together with Milton Friedman, one of the most prominent opponents of military conscription in America. As early as 1966, when he was still a junior congressman from Illinois, Rumsfeld stood near the head of a coalition of conservative politicians and ideologues who, in the words of historian Jennifer Mittelstadt, incorporated the military into their larger view of small government and free market principles. So that's interesting. These are the libertarians, the ANCAPs, as it were. This coalition's lasting contribution to American society, Mittelstadt argues, was the redefinition of the military as a market institution. And to people like Rumsfeld, the draft, by creating social pressures external to the free market, stood in the way of that darkly idealistic prospect. So basically, they're saying that they turned the military into hang on, I lost my train of thought for a minute. So the military-industrial complex has been a thing. Eisenhower warned about it, right? But the job of Rumsfeld and his ilk was to do PR for it so that that would become socially acceptable in American society, which they kind of succeeded in doing, honestly. I did see that, Algal. I did see that. That was very interesting. We can check that out too. What time is it? Quarter till? Yeah, I got 15 minutes till my next match. But DC Metal Chris told me about this stuff. I'm gonna check this out. The Jump host Rachel Nichols uses opening of show to apologize to felon ESPN analyst Maria Taylor. One day after confidential comments made by ESPN host Rachel Nichols about network colleague Maria Taylor were the focus of a New York Times report, causing an uproar, Nichols issued an apology at the top of her popular NBA show, The Jump, on Monday. Nichols told the Times that she reached out to Taylor via call and text, but did not receive a response. Damn. Got ghosted. In place of her usually NBA-centric monologue on Monday, Nichols said, "The first thing they teach you in journalism school is don't be the story, and I don't plan to break that rule today or distract from a fantastic finals. But I also don't want to let this moment pass without saying how much I respect, how much I value our colleagues here at ESPN, how deeply, deeply sorry I am for disappointing those I hurt, particularly Maria Taylor, and how grateful I am to be part of this outstanding team." Nichols then threw to former players Kendrick Perkins and Richard Jefferson, who are regular guests on the show. I don't know what she did, though. Disparaging comments made by ESPN host Rachel Nichols and leaked from a recorded phone conversation are reportedly causing an uproar at the sports network. The New York Times is reporting details of a leaked Nichols conversation with Adam Mendelsohn, an advisor to LeBron James and his agent Rich Paul. You're LeBron James's agent and your name is Rich Paul. Like, Wow. He won. He won. What a spawn point. In the talk, Mendelsohn warned Nichols that ESPN is a snake pit and she should be careful. Yikes. In the New York Times story, an auto clip taken from a video has Nichols, who is white, exasperated over Maria Taylor, who is black, being given NBA Finals hosting duties last year. Nichols is the host of the daily NBA show The Jump, while Taylor is an analyst and host of multiple sports. I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball, Nichols said. If you need to give her more things to do because you are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my thing away. Yikes. I just want them to go somewhere else. It's in my contract, by the way. This job is in my contract in writing, she said. The Times reported that several ESPN employees who are black believe the conversation indicates that things said in private reflect a non-supportive attitude towards them that's never publicly stated. And so, like, I have thoughts that I'm going to keep to myself, honestly. Yeah, I have some thoughts. But anyway, let's continue. Those same people who are like generally white conservative male Trump voters is the part of the reason I've had a hard time at ESPN, Nichols said on tape. I basically finally just outworked everyone for so long that they had to recognize it. I don't want to then be a victim of them trying to play catch up for the same damage that affected me in the first place. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to just be nice. Yep. And it's like, I don't know, dude. If you're going to be a feminist, you got to have intersectionality included in that, because if your feminism is like just for white women, then like it's not really helping anyone, you know what I mean? It's helping you, and that's cool, but like, you as a white woman already had hella power, especially considering that most of the shit that white supremacists do is like in service to you, right? So anyway, it's weird. But yeah, that's shitty. There's this racist guy who said some racist stuff. What's up, Ariel Ghost? We're talking about racist pieces of shit doing racist stuff, and then like we're talking about racists fucking around and finding out, basically. So this story is kind of interesting. In Mount Laurel, New Jersey, tensions and tempers have flared Monday along Gramercy Way in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The anger and outrage were centered on an explosive interaction between neighbors that was caught on video. The video from July 2nd is now part of a police investigation, so the law is involved. Interesting. Learn your laws. This is not Africa or an audible. I think he was trying to say Somalia, but he was like illiterate, so he didn't know how to pronounce Somalia. So learn your laws. This is not Africa or inaudible or wherever the fuck you were, said the man in the video, who has since been identified as Edward Cagney Matthews. His name is Cagney, yeah. The other man in the video replied, I was born in America and I don't give a fuck about you. Matthews now faces harassment and biased intimidation charges connected to the dispute that, according to neighbors, stem from months of issues with the development's HOA board. And I've talked about HOAs on the stream before. HOAs are like the modern fucking segregation, right? The HOA's job is to basically just make life as ridiculous and as hard as possible for you in America when you're moving into a place. So, like, if you're a felon, the HOA is not going to rent to you, period. If you aren't the type of people that the HOA likes, even if they let you move in there, they'll find a reason to get rid of you. They'll hit you with fines and shit until you can't afford to live where you live or whatever. It's just, the HOA is garbage. A lot of HOAs, I would actually wager to say that most HOAs in the United States are pretty fucking garbage and probably pretty racist. But in the video, Matthews uses multiple racial slurs. And you want to know where I was when all this happened? At work. Just like I told the Mount Laurel police, get these blank, probably N-words out of here, and you can't do shit, Matthews said in the video. The tirade continued even as an officer showed up. Before the video ends, Matthews gave out his address, seemingly encouraging protesters who arrived on cue. Like, why would you do that? Like, I know he's probably on some tough guy shit, but dog, like the number one, like the internet came out when I was like 7, 8 years old. And the number one thing they told us about the internet was do not post your address on the internet. Why would you look dead? I guess he didn't think, and this is why white supremacy fucks up white people too, because I'm sure, I know for a fact, this dude thought that he was going to do all this and be this racist, and the police were going to show up and back him and help him, and the person's going to record him, and just like nothing's going to come out of it. He was genuinely that racist, where he's that detached from reality, where he had no idea that him screaming racial slurs at his black neighbors was inevitably going to become a viral moment in the country. Like, I just don't get it. Matthews came out to address the crowd, but was ushered back inside his home. We're not just going to let him harass people, especially black people within this community or any community, said protester John Clayton of Cinnamonson. Jasmine Sosinski and her mother, Aaliyah Robinson, also showed up to protest. They claim they were also victimized by Matthews in years past, because of course. We have tried to get justice, and if we got justice, this wouldn't be happening now, said Robinson, of course. Oh, and here's the video of them going back and forth, I guess. Oh, never mind. I was wondering if I get blamed for that anyway, but I'm assuming they had it edited. But Matthews says he tried to apologize to the protesters outside his home. Of course he tried to. You started some shit, and now when the smoke arrives and you don't want it, then, cowardly. Cowardly. Whatever I have to do to make it up to the community, I understand that I made a mistake. Yeah. Allow me the ability to move forward just like we all deserve, said Matthews. That's him saying, yo, can you please stop making me feel consequences for my actions? Can we just not do this so I can continue to be a piece of shit with no recourse for it whatsoever? Police confirm they received complaints about Matthews before. A woman who did not want to show her face says Matthews vandalized her home right before the now viral encounter with her neighbor. Sad because it should not be that many times. If the justice system had done their work like I previously said, he would not be here at this point. He would have been stopped years back, she said. So this guy is a real racist piece of shit. Matthews was escorted out of his home by Mount Laurel police and then placed into custody. Mount Laurel police put out a statement saying they don't tolerate any hate or bias intimidation in any form. Yikes. So, rest in peace to that guy. What a douche. What a douche. Dare moment? Yeah, total dare moment. Yeah, guys, please. I know that I've been saying the N-word and being a total piece of shit my entire fucking life, but I just started making this Black Lives Matter shit like 2 or 3 years ago, and I would really like to continue to make money for basically nothing, for coming up with JPEGs and putting that shit on merchandise that I sell to other ridiculous white people. He said that he says slurs but doesn't mean to. Like if he was drunk driving and killed someone, he didn't mean to. Nice. Yeah. Dog, white men are always have the wildest excuses for why. So just quick story time, and then I'm gonna probably go back to the game because my next tournament match is in 5 minutes. But just quick personal anecdote. When I first got PS4, Fade Runner I don't know if Fade Runner remembers this, but we first got the PS4. We were playing Battlefield 4. That was one of the pop-in launch titles for the PS4. And at the time I was probably like 23, 24. So I wasn't quite an aged gamer like I am now, right? But I was old enough to where when I hop on the game, I didn't want to play with hella little kids and teenagers and shit squeaking in my ear, right? So as soon as I heard other adults on the game, I gravitated to them. We started playing together. I found out they had like this whole platoon. I guess clans on Battlefield were called platoons at the time. They were super LARPy with their shit. So I was like, that's kind of weird, but whatever, cool. Adults to play with that will actually use comms and use strategy. We can actually win games together. Tight, cool. Now, what ended up happening is they were quite fond of the N word, right? Like they would use the N word frequently. Like, and I mean, just like how you would hear me say the word fuck, they would just toss the N word out there just as a sentence enhancer, right? We're talking about SpongeBob shit. They really use the N word as like a sentence enhancer. So we played with them. It was me and another friend, my boy Brad. Shout out to Brad. He's not talking to me right now because he doesn't understand what critical race theory is and got really upset about it because he got really emotional about it. But shout out to him because he fucking, after like 2 days of it, I didn't care. I tuned it out because I've been playing video. I've been black and online playing video games since the year 1999. I have gotten quite used to it, unfortunately. But he was really mad and was like, you know what? I don't have to hear that shit. I'm out. And he backed out of the lobby and I followed him and we sat in our own party. And it's at that point, I guess, that they realized that they had someone in their platoon that was black. They realized I was black. And they made this whole like party. They invited me in, apologized to me, like directly to me and stuff, which was cool. You know what I mean? I appreciate that you guys, because they don't know me from a hole in the wall. I'm just some dude who's marginally good at the game that they wanted to play with. So the fact that they apologized to me was nice enough in and of itself. It was a nice gesture. But they gave the wildest excuses. They were like, yo, sometimes you just want to say a cuss word, and like the N word is like a cuss word that you could just say. And I'm like, I feel like there's kind of a difference between the N word and the word fuck. You know what I mean? Like, because I understand that viewpoint completely. I'll throw the word fuck out there all the fucking time. But like the N word, or like the F slur, like I myself, I'm a queer person who refuses. I have never. I won't say I've never used the F slur, but it was like middle school. I was like, it's probably not cool to just like throw this out. It's probably not cool to just call stuff gay just because I don't like it. You know, it's probably a weird look. You know what I mean? To normalize calling things that you don't like gay. You know what I mean? So it's probably a weird look to use this slur, this homophobic slur, that the implication being that being homosexual was something negative. You know what I mean? It's probably not a good look, especially having my experience as a black person and with the N-word and all that. So the kid that got sentenced to 24 years of jail, that's the fucked up thing, Ariel Ghost, is there's so many kids who get that amount of time here in the United States just because that's the prison loves to lock kids up here in America. They love to lock kids up. It's kind of fucked, but my next tournament match is coming up, so I'm gonna go back to the ye old Mortal Kombat. Here we go. I'll do a Combat League match. Depends on what kind of kid you are. That's true. If you got money, you know what I'm saying, because that's the other fucked up thing is if you're a poor white kid, I'm sure you know this, Fade Runner. I'm sure you know this. Even if you're white, if you're in the wrong neighborhood and you don't got no money, you'll get pulled up just as quick as the black people. Because, you know, that's the reform. That's the fucking diversity. You know what I'm saying? Is now you lock up poor white people too, not just black people. But there is that historical precedent that's set that prison is slavery. It's just that they socialized it and widened who can fit into that. You can confirm that through experience. Yeah, that's why I said, you know, Fade Runner, you know. But that shit's prison is just it's crazy to me how they allow how your average person, like even your most brunchiest fucking most like blacked out JPEG fucking Chick-fil-A eating liberal, I don't understand how they just conceive of the modern prison system as it is right now and they're just cool with that. They just let it happen. It's pretty wild to me. Pretty bizarre. Like I can get having the stance that they do on a lot of foreign policy shit, because you're talking about brown kids in other countries and other parts of the world that they'll probably never see or never learn about. You know what I mean? So I'm not excusing it. I'm explaining that that's why they have those opinions on foreign policy. But to just be like to drive through every day, if you're driving in the city to go shopping or whatever, and you drive through neighborhoods like every week or every month, where you drive through them, you roll your windows up and you lock your doors, and you know what the prison system is because you've seen TV shows and shit about it, and you're just like, man, this is fine. This is cool. I'm okay with this. Yeah, thanks for coming through, Jenna. I'll be streaming on Wednesday, more than likely. You know someone who went to jail for 17 years for that exact thing? He was racing somebody, they crashed and died, and the other one was charged with murder? That's fucking crazy.
Jax. Sub-Zero.
That's nuts. Right when I decide to start practicing, I get my next tournament match. This guy seems like he probably might be pretty good, though, because I worry about that name. Go ahead and put me in the match. Yeah, I know the battery's about to die. It's because this controller's fucked up. It's plugged in and it's not going to die. It's just that the cable is not charging the controller. I have no idea what's wrong. But hopefully it lasts through this match. This is my third tournament match? Yeah, my third one.
Noob Saibot. Jax. Tournament.
Yeah, Noob Saibot. I'm kind of worried about that. A good noob player is really good. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. I almost had that.
You will know fear. Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, what a read on this part. Oh my god. Whoa. Secured the round.
Final round. Fight. Finish him.
Woo!
Jax.
Yeah, WB just wants another game. That's probably all it is. They're like, look, it's been a minute. We need more $60 out of people. You guys got a whole nother console to put your game back out on. Cool, there was COVID, cool. But guess what? It's time to put out another $60 game. We need more $60. And some more DLC and shit.
Fight.
So, get to it. That sucks. Outlast 3? I didn't play the first two.
Round 2. Fight.
What a crazy jump in. Ooh, I shouldn't have used that.
This timeline is just fine.
Final round. Fight.
I missed him by it. I win. Match 3. Have I ever won a tourney? I won one last year. I won one in February of last year. It was a real life tournament and there was only like 6 other people that were in it. I won $50.
Friendship. Jax wins.
So that means it's going to put me up against somebody crazy for my last match. I'm probably going to play against like Mighty Unjust or something ridiculous like that, since I've fucking smoked these first 3 people I've played. I put these fucking first 3 people I played in a pack. Let me see what my standings are. Sonic the MK Sonic Fox, yes. I do know of Sonic. They're a really fucking amazing player. I actually chill in MF Slayer stream, and I've watched Fox play in MF Slayer stream a couple of times. I was hoping to make it before all this COVID stuff happened. I wanted to go to Evo and do a bunch of stuff last year for the first time. That was fighting game related, but this COVID stuff kind of, but it was a blessing in disguise because I feel like I would have been at my last shitty job still and not the job I have now. You won an MK9 tourney and got a t-shirt and $50? That's cool, Scabby. You've never seen Fox and Slayer sets? Fox came through very early. It was, and I mean early in COVID. I want to say when I first started going into MF Slayer stream, probably in like, I want to say like July or August of last year. Because he raided me with that like 100-man raid that one time, which is fucking nuts. It's still the most people I've ever been raided with. I'm in 4th place right now. That's probably going to put me up against somebody crazy like Emperor Aztec or somebody. That's pretty nuts though. Pretty nuts. I'm gonna just do Combat League now. Because I want to get as warmed up as I could possibly get for this last match. Because the last match is gonna be up against like a pro player, I bet. Because I've rolled my first 3 matches way too quick tonight for it to not be something crazy. Am I a Marvel or DC guy? Marvel. I enjoy both. I feel like both have their positive qualities, but Marvel is just always... I'm a 90s kid, and Marvel kind of had the 90s on lock.
Jax.
I liked Batman the animated series. That's still, in my opinion, the best ever superhero cartoon that's been done. The only 2 cartoons that come close to that are Justice League Unlimited and Young Justice, so it's all DC, you know what I mean? But when I was a kid growing up, other than DC's Batman animated series, it was X-Men, it was Spider-Man, it was Iron Man, it was the Incredible Hulk, you know, and then of course Blade came out, and I was really excited about Blade. I love Blade. That was like really awesome. And then X-Men came out like a year or 2 after Blade came out.
Kitana.
So I've always been a Marvel fan. The Tick cartoon was pretty good in the 90s as well, that's true. DC is not cheesy, it's just that DC is so hard to get interested in because all their main characters are like godlike fucking beings. And the thing that's cool about Marvel is that they're superhuman. The emphasis is more on the human than the super. So they have powers, but it's not like Cyclops and fucking like Wolverine and shit. They can't just like crush the entire fucking planet with a thought if they wanted to, like Superman or like the Flash or something like that. You know what I mean? That's part of what makes me enjoy Marvel more than DC nowadays.
This fight won't help matters.
Batman Beyond is also amazing. I love Batman Beyond still. I could have sworn I blocked that. Okay.
Cannon fodder.
This lag. Are you fucking kidding me? What up, Ryan Robinson? Yeah, of course. Moved on to Strive? Yeah, I'm gonna get Strive. I'm gonna get Strive next weekend. Matter of fact, I might buy Strive at the end of the night tonight. I want to try out Strive. I really loved Xrd Sign, but I'm not as good at Strive as I was at Xrd Sign. Marvel characters are all flawed, DC characters are all Boy Scouts. That's true. That's facts. It's to the point where all of the most interesting stories that come from DC are about alternate versions of their main characters. So like Flashpoint, you know, evil Superman, evil Batman is the most recent one with Heavy Metal, Dark Knight's Metal and all that. Evil Flash, like Reverse Flash is one of my favorite DC characters. Like, just all the best shit from DC is like a lot of their villains, honestly. Like Black Manta. Static Shock is dope. Dark Knight was good. Dark Knight Returns. Oh my goodness. All these goofball connections, dog. I might play some Overwatch after this, because Overwatch crossplay is a thing now, and... Oh, no wonder my shit is all laggy. It's because Warzone is updating on here. A 4 GB update. Dog, I hate this game so much. I genuinely really do hate Warzone. Like, I'll play it with friends, and it's cool to play it if y'all like to watch me play it, but this game is like 250 fucking gigabytes, dude. It's insane. Like, I don't have any, there's not a single other program that eats up that much space on my fucking PC. And I use I use like DaVinci Resolve, I use fucking Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom, I use all that shit, and nothing on my computer is as dummy thick as this goofball ass game that nobody even fucking really fucks with. The new Justice movie, the Justice League, was good. It was long though, but it's shot in such a way that you can watch it in parts if you really want to. I would suggest when you get a free weekend or something and you have the time, you have the 4 hours to dedicate to it, watch it all at once, but it is shot in such a way that you could watch it in 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts even if you really wanted to.
Cassie Cage.
And there goes my controller again.
Jax.
You deleted Warzone after 3 days? Yeah, I deleted Warzone last year, but I just got it back because so many people have been fucking begging me to play it with them. Yeah, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide. Yeah, that shit was sad. This, like, obviously her dying is the saddest part about that. He'll never get his daughter back. But what's also really sad is the fact that the new Justice League really set up a really good fucking universe in a way that Batman vs. Superman didn't. And it would have been amazing to see that get fleshed out. Are you kidding me, dude? You're bad at Warzone, so you don't play it. I'm okay, just because I'm okay at Call of Duty games, especially on PC. Good read, bro. Good read.
Cassie Cage wins.
I fucking hate Cassie. Cancer Cage is right. Cancer Cage is absolutely fucking correct. Need to get this shit out of my system before I play my last tournament match.
Round 1. Fight.
I knew the grab was coming.
Round 2. Fight!
Just go with it. Yeah, you get shot in the head all the time. It's cool. jumping one grab.
Cassie Cage wins.
Good game, bro. I'm flowcharting now. I gotta start. This is why I'm doing this though, right? Is so I don't do that kind of shit in the tournament matches. Because I was flowcharting that game. Definitely flowcharting. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Drip. I've got my drip on point. My drip is absolutely flawless recently.
Jax. Baraka.
Picking Baraka.
Way assembly.
I use the D-pad. I don't use the joystick. It's more precise to use the D-pad in my opinion. The joystick gets me down more often than not. I'll even use the D-pad in Soul Calibur 6. I know a lot of people use the joystick in 3D fighters. I don't. I use the D-pad all the time. Oh, come the fuck on. That hitbox is so ridiculous.
Round 2. Fight. Are you fucking kidding me? My second shot didn't come out? Oh my god. I can't believe that. This man just made the comeback of the fucking century.
Fatality. Baraka wins.
Yeah, I'll hop on the Overwatch after this. My next tournament match is in 5 minutes. Or my last. Conceivably, if I lose, it's my last one. But I don't think I'm gonna lose. It might not even be my last one, even if I lose, because I won my first 3. I fucking rolled my first 3.
Round 1. Fight.
How did that not hit him? Tried to roll, wouldn't let me.
Round 2. Fight.
I shouldn't have for the grab.
Finish him. Fatality. Baraka wins.
Baraka wins. Alright, my next tournament match should be up next. F yeah, that was a rough one. I should have beat him. Should have beat that guy, but let me see what my tournament standings are really quick before we go into our last match, potentially of the night. $295 checked in. Wow, so a lot of people checked in this time. M2S Blackout is in it too. Damn, I got bumped far. I'm all the way 17th now. Sheesh. Yeah, so if I lose this next match, I'm definitely not going to be top 8 or top 10 or anything like that. I'm probably going to fight GL Hellboy, is my guess. We'll see, though. Thank you, numbers. We'll see what happens. I've lost to everyone above me right now. M2S Blackout's the only one I've ever actually come close to beating. So we'll see if I can make the magic happen tonight against him. It'll be a crazy night if they put me up against him. There's only like 3 or 4 names up there that I've never seen before. But I'm confident. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty warmed up. Pretty well warmed up. Oh, never mind. I might as well cancel because I'm about to get a notification for my match now. Let me practice my command grabs really quick before I get in there.
Jax, Sub-Zero, Charon ship.
By the time this joint finishes loading, yep, I knew it. Stanley Mods. I've actually never even seen that name before. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. Let me get on the other side so I can practice it. Yeah. See, that was a whiff. That was a whiff. Alright. I just gotta be precise with my inputs, is all. I'm ready. Ready, Freddy.
Sub-Zero, Black Market Alley.
The Wi-Fi Sub-Zero, and he's skinned up. Yeah, this might not be good for me. This dude might be pretty good. Oh, he's using Arctic Trap? Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Rising Ice and Arctic Trap. We'll see how it goes.
You trust technology.
Why wouldn't I, Sub-Zero?
Round 1, fight!
I should have known the random slide was coming. What the fuck? Nice round. I thought I had that.
Round 2, fight!
Random slide. This is a good Sub-Zero. I'm making a lot of mistakes though. Oh, like that right there. I thought I could get him out of the air. At least I got him locked into Sub-Zero. Yeah, it's a Tom Brady variation.
Sub-Zero wins.
He's beatable though. He didn't super clap me. He's definitely beatable. I just gotta play smart. I've been flowcharting all night. I gotta play smart.
Fight.
Like, not do that right there. Oh, come on. Dog, I definitely pressed the button. Yeah, this is the tournament.
Round 2. Fight.
Fuck. I up. Are you fucking kidding me? Where was my up 3? Okay. There we go. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Alright, let's do this.
Final round. Fight.
It's crazy how that moved. Fuck. What the fuck, man? It didn't make my move come out? Oh my god, I should have beat this guy, but it's cool. It's a great
Sub-Zero wins.
The game is one in neutral? Yeah, he kept baiting that double kick out. I forget that Sub-Zero's little ice axe beats that shit every fucking time. But that's it for me, I guess, for this tournament. I had a crazy first 3 games, at least. Crazy first 3 games. His spacing was on point. I was getting him towards the end once I was learning the spacing on that his back 2 a little bit. That forward ice axe. I'm assuming it's a back 2. But we'll see what the tournament standings are, because I don't think I'm gonna have a 5th match as well as I did. I'm probably still not gonna have a 5th match. Thank you, Numbers. Thank you. I appreciate you. That sucks. I should have beat that guy. That guy got 7th place behind that dub off of me. I should have won that for sure. I'm in 15th though. I still moved up somehow. Top 20. Damn, Emperor Aztec all the way down there. Oh, he hasn't played yet. Yeah, I'm sure the standings will fill out a little bit more. I won't be in 15th the whole time, but 15th, something. That's the best I've done legit. When I got 11th place, I had like, was it like 2 no-shows that time? And I fought every single match tonight and got 15th. Yeah, no problem, Numbers. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I think what I'm going to do now, though, is play some Overwatch now that I've got... Hang on, let me see if... Now that I've got Overwatch on my PC, yet again, I'm pretty sure I can play with the homies on the PS4, because they just made it crossplay, right? So it should work. Gotta allow access for Overwatch. Thank you, Sabarienza, for the like, and thanks everyone else for coming and hanging out, checking out the stream. I appreciate you all. Crossplay. I'm pretty sure that I have linked, because that's all you have to do, right, is link your PS4 and Battle.net. Okay, so I haven't done that, so I'm going to do that really fast. Where is Battle.net? There it is. I can link my... Do I still have Overwatch? I probably shouldn't use it. Even if I have an Overwatch overlay on here, I probably shouldn't use it. Yeah. For now, I will just do this. Damn, I have 58 cents from when I played Diablo 3 that I completely forgot about. That's on here. Account settings. Phone number, battle tag. On BNet, I have to do this on BNet, right? I should be able to just do it from the app. $23 hours is mercy. That's funny. Alright, let me just Google this really quick, I guess, since I'm having trouble apparently. Yep, here we go. Oh, I'm already connected. Yeah, it's already a thing. I wonder why it's not letting me. What up, Big Richie? I'm trying to figure out how to I get into a game with y'all since it's not showing me. Even though I'm linked, because I'm on Battle.net right now, It's showing my PS4 account is linked. I just don't know how to actually start the shit up. I lost that last match, Scabby. What's up, Kuma? Yo, Kuma, fucking Overwatch is crossplay now. So, I'm trying to play with the PS4 homies. Let me update my stream title as well. Or update my stream. Yeah, I'm trying to get the crossplay beta working. I am actually going to, if anybody's still in here, if you want to continue watching my stream, I'm going to restart the stream so it has a different title and everything. So stick around, just refresh the stream, whatever platform you're on, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and I'll restart it, and yeah. And I'll also figure out what the standings are, what my final standings are in the tournament.